get into Marvel as promised, I do want to talk about another one of my favorite shows, Better Call Saul. It is Production has begun officially on the sixth and final season of Better Call Saul. The co-creator and showrunner Peter Gold took to Twitter to announce that production has begun. I'm really excited. I mean, I will say, I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan. I know you are too, Adam. And Better Call Saul, it had a little bit of a slow start for me in the first couple seasons. But if you get through those first couple and you start getting into like seasons 3 and beyond, it really starts to connect more and more to Breaking Bad, and it's really leading up to that. And the connections are just great to see. And also just the characterization and arc, for Saul, played by Bob Odenkirk, is just amazing. Absolutely love it. And
Yeah, speaking of those first couple seasons, I started watching it and then I fell out of it, and since this is the final season, I might end up watching it just like I did with Breaking Bad and just watch it the whole way through after it hits streaming. So I think that'll work for me.
yeah, if you can get through those first, and not that they're bad or anything, but it's just a
It
little
was a little slow,
slow.
yeah.
Those first couple, and it'll really pay off later on.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. I'm also very excited about news on Creed 3 because I am a huge Creed fan. I think it was just Ryan Coogler did an amazing job of bringing those first two, and having the Rocky character in there, and he plays the role of kind of like the mentor, and it's come full circle for Rocky and everything. And I love Michael B. Jordan in that role too as Adonis Creed. But this time, Ryan Coogler will not be in the director's chair. This time it will be Michael B. Jordan who is going to do that. And he's quoted as saying, "Directing has always been an aspiration, but the timing had to be right." And he said, "Creed 3 is that moment."
Creed is actually a movie franchise that I have not seen yet at all.
Ooh, I recommend it. That's another
So
recommendation. You're getting 2 recommendations today, people.
yeah, so we might have to do something about that here in the next couple
Yes.
weeks or month.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Are you a fan of Rocky at all?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, Creed is great. The relationship between, Adonis and Rocky in these movies is just amazing. I love it. I love
Nice.
Rocky being in that role, and there's some good humor in there. It's just the first one especially is a very well balanced film. Just a
Okay.
really, feel good sports film as
Yeah, it's
well.
always been on
So
my radar. Just never watched it, but
yeah.
yeah, now we'll have to check it out. I'll approach Creed with arms wide open.
I see what you did there. Um,
Uh,
all right. Well, we're moving on to Marvel now, finally, and for all those that were waiting for the Marvel news, and we have some updates on what's going on in Marvel. We had an interview with Kevin Feige, and he said on March 19th, Falcon and Winter Soldier will be debuting. June 11th will be Loki, and of course, soon after that, we'll have our first animated series, which is What If. Finishing up Ms. Marvel.
Very excited for What If, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. So they're finishing up Ms. Marvel and shooting Hawkeye currently. In a few weeks, we start She-Hulk. In a week or so after that, we start Moon Knight, in addition to our features. So there's a lot going on in Marvel, a lot coming down the line on Disney Plus and in theaters with some of the features as well. So yeah, any thoughts about this, Adam?
I am extremely excited for Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to check out Moon Knight.
Is that gonna have what's his name? Does that one have Poe Dameron in
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
it?
yeah. That's
Oscar
Oscar
Isaac?
Isaac. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's Oscar
Yes, I
Isaac.
don't know a lot about Moon Knight or She-Hulk, to be perfectly
I
honest,
am
or
gonna
Miss
be
Marvel even either.
no right. I'm gonna be reading more about Moon Knight here coming up. I'm finishing up a couple other Marvel comics that I've been reading, and I'm gonna talk about those next week, I think.
Awesome.
But then after that, it's gonna be Moon Knight because everything I'm hearing about the Moon Knight character is something that I think is gonna be right up my alley.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for all of it. Bring on all the Marvel. I love Marvel.
Speaking of Marvel,
You
did
know,
you check out the Falcon and the Winter Soldier little snippet trailer that came
yes,
out?
I did. I've been watching everything
Yeah,
on YouTube that's related to Falcon and Winter Soldier, and
that
and Justice League, of
I
course, too.
can't
But
wait now for Falcon and Winter Soldier.
yeah,
That back and forth with Bucky and Sam has always been top notch,
uh-huh,
and it
yeah.
was one of the best I've seen so far in that little clip. About the Hobbit and then the wizards and
Right.
everything,
There
sorcerers
was a
without
mention of
hats. Yeah.
Gandalf in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was great. Good stuff. Continuing in Marvel, according to Deadline, Bob Chapek, Disney CEO, was talking at, I think it was like one of those annual shareholder
Yeah.
meetings,
Yeah. It was something like that. Yeah.
and he mentioned, we're really excited about the full slate of films we have in store. Next up is Black Widow, currently set for release in theaters on May 7th. So it looks like, it looks like they're trying to keep that May 7th date for Black Widow,
I
which is
don't know what
exciting.
other choice they have.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just get it out the door at this point. I mean, if it's on Disney Plus, it's on Disney Plus, but just get it out the door. I mean, they've already started with WandaVision with this phase, so it's like you can't really put off the film side of this too much longer. So it's just,
Yeah.
and then not only that, but you have Shang-Chi right around the corner that's still scheduled for July.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Eternals was I think that's like November or something like that. I mean, they can't really just sit on these forever, so it's time to go.
Yeah, I agree. And I think with their whole plan with this phase, they need to keep to their plan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've been so excited for Black Widow for so long. She's actually my favorite like female Marvel character and
Nice.
hero. I'm a big fan. And yeah, I'm excited about that, and I think it's about time we got it. And you just got to keep. I agree with you. Basically, keep pushing forward with it. And I think you do the same thing that you did with Raya and the Last Dragon. You have that premiere access, but you have
Right. Right.
theatrical release as well. So Bob Chapek also had a little bit more to say, but this time it was about Lucasfilm. And he said, "We've been absolutely thrilled that we can have the creative talent in our company, the likes of Kathleen Kennedy. We look forward to having Kathleen directing Lucasfilm activities for years to come." So there were a lot of Star Wars fans that are not fans of Kathleen Kennedy for various understandable reasons. But and a lot of people thought, her contract, I think, was supposed to be up this year. Was she going to resign? Was she going to, what was going to happen? But it seems like she is going to be around for a while. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
What
I'm
do you
not
think?
going to advocate for her firing, but I mean,
No.
it's like I think all that does is just kind of puts the ball in her court as to when she's going to step out.
Right.
If she wants to move on or if she wants to retire after whenever that contract is actually up, then I think that's still on the table, and it's just and it's just Disney's not going to move on that type of firing action, which is fine. I mean, that's how they're
Hmm.
if they're going to keep her around, if they want to keep her around, that's their prerogative as a company, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
but I mean, there's also this possibility that that's PR speak, and I don't know if it is or not, but that's also possible. But I
could
just
be.
think it's kind of them saying if she wants to stay, she can stay. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think, the main issue I've had with Kathleen Kennedy is just what's happened with the various directors and problems behind the
yeah,
scenes and problems
yeah.
with Gina Carano at this point now. Um, Although there's been a
There's
lot of
been a lot of
tension,
drama
a lot of,
behind the scenes of
yeah.
Star Wars for a number of years now. Yeah.
So I can't help but wonder what the source of that is. And I kind of go towards the leader, of Lucasfilm with that. But, that's my
It's
only,
kind of one of those things, where you're a fan of a sports team and things aren't working right. So where do you go? You go to the coach. It's
yeah,
that type
yeah,
of thing. I think and
yeah.
even if it's not the coach's fault, it's kind of the coach's responsibility to not have
Hmm.
that stuff happen. So
Right.
I get
Yeah.
that.
So I mean, and Lucasfilm has a lot, Star Wars has a lot of content that's going to be coming out the next few years, so we'll see how that plays out and if, things work out better this time around with that.
Yeah.
But yes, that wraps it up for our news this week, and now we are moving on to our favorite popular songs in movies with our good friend from high school, Steve Slack.